This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Rats, rats, rats. We gotta get rid of the rats. Rats, rats, rats. You gotta get rid of the rats. Greetings and salutations, viewers. While we're back here with another episode of Shadowrun Hong Kong. In the last episode, we talked to everyone in town and our allies. Learned a bit about Ractor and his want of a world full of psychopaths. Gaichu planning the death of his old teammates. Duncan talking about his father-in-law, and Isabel learning about her memories. And we tried to talk to Gobbet, but she had disappeared. Looks like she had headed back to the sinking ship, and we and Isabel must go after her to help her out. But before that, let's take a rest. There's plenty of time. For the first time since you got to Hong Kong, you wake up feeling well-rested and satisfied. Flexing your limbs feels glorious. It's as though you spent hours cramped up in a confined space, but you can finally stretch your legs. Climb out of bed. You push yourself up and touch your feet to the ground, but something stops you short. Your mouth. Something's wrong with your mouth. Run your tongue over your teeth. You let your tongue move over your teeth until you reach the problem area, a molar on the upper left side. It feels strange. You apply a little pressure to the tooth and it slides free from its moorings. It's as if nothing was ever holding it in place to begin with. As the tooth comes free in your hand, an image etches itself into your mind. A great chamber, hazy in form and outline, clouds of red mist that fill the air, perfumed it with salt and copper, great columns stretching up from the ground to pierce the sky, and above it all, the enormous grinding gears of broken machine. In the distance you can hear a sound, a desperate, frantic pounding, something enormous at the door, and many somethings, all desperate to get in, scrabbling, and scratching and scraping, but unable to find purchase. The way is locked. The way in is locked. You feel a tremendous sense of accomplishment. You've done it. Hey, it's the yeah method. The others are trapped outside, blind and starving, unable to pass through the door. The chamber and what lies beyond it are yours. A shrill giggling noise fills the air, like the laughter of a small child mixed with the shivering screech of countless violins. The sound reverberates down your spine like an electric current. The intoxicating aroma of meat fills your nostrils. You've been starving for thousands of years. Soon it'll be time to feed. And just like that, it's over. The image fades and dissipates to light vapor. Only the tooth in your hand remains. Alright, we're going to have to get that fixed, but that was weird. That dream is the event, that one of the events you need to get the best ending of the game, so hopefully you've gotten that scene. Off screen, I bought some new gear, since I was taking a bit of damage in the last episode. So, I got myself the, I like every time you pop in, you T-pose. I got the thaumaturgic armor, which my original armor was 1, even though I like the look of the 1 armor better, but we need that armor so I don't take much damage. And I need to spend some of my karma, at least a little bit. So let's boost up our wisdom to the next level. And then let's get our body up at least a little bit, just so we can take a few more hits. So, alright, I think we're good to go. Yeah, our power will be more maximum. I know I can spend more, but I always like saving a few karma, and we're still kind of at the midpoint of the game when it comes to difficulty. Soon we'll get more missions that are a little bit more difficult, but anyway, if we want to do the job to help Gobbet, we need to head back to Captain Jomo over here, and he'll take us over there. Hello, good sir. Good day. Jomo stands at the edge of the dock, smoking a hand-rolled cigarette as he stares out over the river. As you approach, he lifts a hand in greeting. Ho there! Come to admire the view with Jomo. I've a bit of bajou we can share. Sure, why not? Ah, best choice! The orc pirate grins from ear to ear and produces a bottle half full of clear liquid. There is no label, and the cork appears to be hand-carved. It's the best my meager money can buy. Not many ships worth raiding lately. Goddamned weather. Take a small sip. A small sip was probably the better choice. The taste is like unto acetone, kerosene, and old tires. It burns in your mouth in a pile of tiny liquid coals, and you stifle a cough. Jomo clasps you on the back, still grinning. See, this is how Conley stays looking so young. Chinese elixir of life. What favor can Jomo do for you? You need a body dumped at sea? I can do that. No one will see. Maybe you need to hide some cargo on a beach and make a map with an X marks the spot? Captain Jomo bursts into hearty laughter, slapping his side in mirth. Travel to the sinking ship. I need you to take me to the sinking ship. Ah, easy, Law. I know exactly where the heap of junk is. Lead the way, then. And you can only bring Isabel. There's no... You can't bring any party members, unfortunately. Oh, well. Not much we can do on that. Yeah, it's only us, Isabel, and then the obvious other third-party member for, you know, just put 2 and 2 together. But yeah, no. You'd think anyone else would want to come with us, like Duncan or something like that at least, but that's their story. And I'm sticking to it. Hong Han Bay, Captain Jomo, converted speedboat, chops through the rough water like a cleaver through chicken bones, launching you skyward with every wave that it hits. Your destination, the sinking ship, Gobbet's former home. The orc pirate laughs and opens the throttle. Wind and rain lash your face as the floating amalgamation of shipping containers grows larger. You can see that it's stacked in at least 3 containers deep, in an elegant brick of corrugated and weathering steel. An assortment of pontoons, buoys, and other flotation devices have been lashed to the base of the raft to prevent it from tipping. You don't know what's happening here or why Gobbet felt the need to go face it alone, but one way or another, you're about to find out. About teamwork and everything like that. Also, you might want to bring a couple of med kits if you're not a healer or whatever. There's also some story stuff you can do if you have some med kits too. But since I have some healing, I don't need them. I'm going to keep them in my inventory anyway, so. In the darkness of the ship. Yeah, wait for it to load. The scramble up the side of the sinking ship was treacherous. You haul yourself up over the edge with your heart hammering in your chest, clawing for purchase against the wind and the driving rain. Walking on the surface deck isn't much better. The steel that you're standing on is slick, sheeted with water from the rainstorm that hammers down from above. Every time you shift your weight, you can feel your feet begin to slide. There are no safety rails in sight, and a slip, a rogue wave, it wouldn't take much to send you screaming over the edge of the raft and into the dark water below. I like that series. This thing is a wreck. Isabel gingerly prods at a rusted section of the container that you're standing on with her boot. It depresses easily with entirely too much give. I can't believe that Gobbet ever chose to live here. From her descriptions of the sinking ship, I didn't expect it to be this bad. Yeah, she always told me that the lady in charge, what was her name, Melinda? Beats me, I wasn't paying attention. Malvina. She always told me that Malvina was a control freak, all obsessed with order and cleanliness, and Cadmus was supposed to be a top-quality repair guy. She prods the patch of rust again, frowning, the steel flakes under her foot. This thing looks like it's in good repair to you. I take that as a rhetorical question. A sudden gust of wind buffets you, sending you sliding. Isabel drops to a crouch, clinging to the metal with gloved hands to keep herself from slipping. She looks up, locks her dark eyes on you. We should get moving. It's dangerous up here, and my gear is getting soaked. Yeah, finding Gobbet's friends, Cadmus and Malvina, might be a good place to start. She nods. You take the lead, I'll follow. Alright, yep, it's just us, so yeah, we're the devil's rats. Don't let them bite you. Another swarm, kill it! Yeah, looks like these things popped up. Luckily they're here to help us, but uh-oh. Yeah, one's right on my butt. Alright. Whew, luckily I crit. Yeah, devil rats, they're not too bad, but they can be dangerous if they get like right up on you if you're not a particularly heavy build character, you know what I mean? So let's see. Well, you're pretty close. I could probably just pistol shoot you. Moist. Yeah, unfortunately Isabel's kind of in the range of these guys, so I just have to put her in a cover. There's not much I can do on that. Why are you going after me? There's other people here. But yeah, luckily we get a couple help from the ship goers here. I mean, they're not going to do much damage, but they'll do something. Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's fireball this one in the face since it's right there. Boom. Boom. Headshot. Yeah, let's try manually hitting that one. Yeah, I'll let her take a hit. Ow. But like I said, as long as we don't get hit again, we'll have enough. We'll have HP after the fight, so. Move her away. See if I can. Yeah, let's try to hit me with aim so I can try to maybe guarantee a hit. Yeah, I was hoping I'd crit, but there's not much I can do with that. Yeah, good thing I have this fireball ability. Yeesh. Got the bastards! Yeah. I said it can be a little bit heinous, especially in the older. Come join us by the fire and get warm. Alright. The woman by the fire looks like she hasn't seen a bar of soap in weeks. Her companion doesn't look much better. Their faces are streaked with soot and grime that the rain seems impotent to wash away. Glad to see that you made it through that in one piece. The woman smiles at you, revealing a set of crooked teeth. Please come stand by the fire and get warm. Yeah, sure, thanks for your hospitality. Her smile widens. Of course, we don't get many strangers here often, and it's far too miserable out here to turn away a guest. Want to tell me what's up with the killer rats? The devil rats, you mean? They're becoming something of a crisis for us. We don't know why they've been starting attacking, and we can't seem to wipe them out. Truth be told, we could really use your help. I've got some questions. If you two are locals, maybe you can answer them. They exchange uneasy glances. Sure, she tries on a smile. Ask away. What are your names? My name is Kara Lang. She jerks her thumb to the rotund man huddled by her side. That's Patrick Lowe. He lifts his doughy face from the fire to squint at you. Hey, welcome aboard. You two are the welcoming committee? Yeah, Melvina told us. Her companion cuts in. We were told to keep our position up and here and watch out for incoming vessels. Piracy is always a threat in these waters. I can tell you how happy we were to see a couple friendly faces on deck. How do you know that we're friendly? We're heavily armed strangers and you only just met us. She chuckles. If you wanted to kill us, you'd have done it already, right? Besides, we know you aren't pirates. You haven't even tried to rob us yet. When did the rats start appearing? A couple months ago, I think. The days kind of flow together out here. It's hard to say. They only started getting aggressive a couple weeks ago, though. How many people live on this sinking ship? Beats me. The population's been going down recently, though. I'll tell you that much. A lot of the ship is barricaded, off limits. We have no idea how many people are living in those sections now. When I first arrived on the sinking ship, there were at least a couple of hundred souls on board. Attrition being what it is, I'd guess that these are maybe 70 of us left. Like you said, it's hard to say. You two don't seem very well equipped to fight against these things. No offense. None taken. We're squatters, not soldiers. We're doing our best, but I'd be lying if I said I weren't glad to have professionals on board. Want to tell us why your raft is climbing with those things? Her smile fades. We don't know. At first it was just a nuisance, but lately it's been getting a lot worse. Those little monsters are threatening our nest. We try to kill them, but they keep coming back. Answers my questions. Good, so are you ready to help us? We'll help you with your rat problem. You need to help us first. He turns to his companion. Refresh my memory. Didn't we just help Pete a swarm of devil rats off of them a few seconds ago? Isabel heels to face the man scowling. We didn't ask you to do that. We could have handled the rats on our own. We're looking for a friend. She sighs. All right, describe this friend of yours to me. She's young, about my age, orcish, with a shaved scalp and dreadlocks. Have you seen her? I'm afraid not. I wish that we had, but we don't get too many strangers here. So how about it? Will you help us with a rat infestation or not? Yeah, we'll help. She breathes a sigh of relief. The rats have been a huge problem for us. Between the damage that they inflict and the disease they carry, they've made it impossible for us to keep our regular maintenance duties on the raft. If you follow us, we'll lead you down below decks. With your help, we'll get the ship cleared out again. Either way, we'll follow. Just over here, follow me. The hatch down below is just over this way. We'll show you down. Alright. Well, while they do that, let's take a look around. See if anything pops up. No, nothing there. Just some other people. Generic people, no dialogue. But I did see some over here. So we check this. We get a phosphorus grenade. We'll take that. Can we put that in? No, we'll just stash it. Why not? Just stash it. Probably could use it, but we're not really required. So, a shallow pool of standing water is gathered on the platform, separating from access hatch on the edge of the raft. Electricity arcs over the surface of the pool in angry spiderwebs of blue-white light. Whoa, hold up! The damned anti-boarding system's gone haywire again. He points at the crackling pool. Look, it isn't draining the way it's supposed to. She slams a heel to the deck, her face flushing red in frustration. Can't we just fix the pump last week? Anti-boarding system? Isabel looks up from the crackling pool, fixes her eyes on the locals. What the hell is this? A bad idea is that's what. Blame the Shadowrunners that lived on this thing before we did. It's like an anti-theft system on a car, only a lot meaner. When it gets tripped, the channel floods and then ships The ship's power gets shunted into the water. It can deliver a hell of a shock. She shakes her head at the crackling pool, scowling. Only now it seems to trigger randomly, and the pump that we installed as a workaround has started to break down at the drop of a hat. Why didn't you just disable the damn thing in the first place? We tried. Lost 3 good engineers trying. In the end, we decided to just go with a workaround. No pools, no shocks. Well, that was the theory, anyway. Well, it isn't that dangerous, all things considered. Oh, really? He glances at you and Isabel, sizes you up. You've got boots on, right? You could probably make it across without. Isabel cuts him off, a serious look on her face. It's pouring out. We're both drenched, and that thing has to be putting out a lot of voltage for those arcs to be visible like that. Trying to cross that pool is a bad idea. A really bad idea. Maybe we can find a way to drain the water. Yeah, that pump over there. She points to the rusted hunk of machinery at the edge of the pool. I'm guessing that's the one that isn't working. Yeah, that's the one. It's supposed to keep this part of the deck clear, but it keeps breaking down. She shakes her head in disgust. Stupid thing. I swear it must have burned through 4 different fuses in the past 2 weeks. We'll try fixing the pump first. If it doesn't work, we'll have to look around for another solution. She turns away from the dwarf, sneering. One that doesn't involve crossing on foot. Yeah. Well, let's see what we can do. Before you sits a very worn and very non-functional water pump. An ancient hose snakes down from the pump into a drainage channel along the deck. Looks pretty busted. Maybe we could fix it with some of the junk that's littered on the deck. Examine the pump mechanism. Upon closer inspection, you can see that this pump suffers from a clear sign of neglect. Years of near constant use and deferred maintenance have taken their toll on the machine and has recently broken down. Heavy scoring and burn patterns also indicate the reason why the pump isn't working. A blown fuse. Now, if you have Intelligence 6, you can fix this yourself. Isabel actually can't fix it, so we actually have to do the fuse method, but we can still ask her anyway. She studies the broken mechanism, frowning. Afraid not. If it were a computer, I'd probably do something with it, but I'm not much of a mechanic. If we find a replacement fuse, I can slot it for you. Anything else, and you're on your own. If only we had Ractor here. But anyway, yeah, we can't. We have to look for a fuse. So let's look around for a fuse. Perhaps these folks will have one. One of the locals look up at the sound of your approach. The others remain huddled around the low fire, their backs hunched against the pelting rain. You need something, boy? Not shove off. This fire's taken. The water pump on the other side of the deck blew a fuse. Know where I can find a new one? Maybe could you find a new fuse anywhere up here? We tend not to throw things away like that away. He shrugs. Check the piles. That's where bits and bobs usually wind up. I'd watch my hands if I were you, though. Rats been known to hide in those piles. The old man chuckles, nods. He's right. He's right. You might get chewed on if you're not careful. Why don't you tell me what's happening here? The old man grunts. It's raining. That wasn't what he meant. Tell us about the Deverets. The younger local cuts in. Strange things have been happening around here ever since the beginning. But yeah, things have been odder than usual lately. But those damn rats are a big part of that. With all the people who've been getting sick, I would consider packing up and moving away. He chuckles to himself. But I've got no place else to go. Been here for about 5 years now, and everyone I care about lives on this raft. So here I stay. We're looking for a friend of ours. Maybe you've seen her? I doubt it. We've mostly kept ourselves up here. She's be a new arrival. An orc about my age. Calls herself Gobbet. Seen her around? Never heard of her. I think you have. You said you've lived here for about 5 years now, right? He shifts uncomfortably. Yeah, about that long. Then you were here during Sue's mutiny. She cocks her head. You know the one that Gobbet helped to put down? He looks helplessly at his older companion. I don't know. If you have etiquette Shadowrunner, you can say, you're familiar with Shadowrunners, you know that we're dangerous people. You wouldn't be lying to me unless you were afraid of something. Alright, you're lying. Want to tell us why? His jaw drops open. He begins stammering. Oh, look, I just can't. Talking about it's against the rules. If we have strength 5, we can say break the rules or I'll start breaking bones. Your call, but I'm not that strong, so. We don't want to get in trouble. You don't have to talk about it if you don't, if you don't want to. Yeah, we'll just say, I don't want to talk about it. There's nothing to talk about anyway. The kid doesn't know. There's nothing to talk about anyway. The kid doesn't know anything. Your friend hasn't been here. I have to go. Go on. Go then. Shove off. The old man is making a bristling motion with his back of his hand. You're smart. You won't stop until you hit dry land. Alright, let's check these piles now that we've talked to those people. So, We found it. Wow, that was random. Okay. There's a possibility that the devil rats will attack you if you check one of the, like, the wrong pile, which there's really no way to tell which pile is the right one, so. I think it's random if I recall. Alright. Replace the blown fuse. You eject the pump's blown fuse. It clatters to the deck below. With a deft motion, you click the intact fuse that you discovered into place. Lights on the pump control panel go from red to green, and the little machine rattles back to life. Well, there we go. Now we don't have to step in danger anymore. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. What the? Incoming! Yeah, more devil rats. But if we're lucky, which I think we will be, they might gang up on one of us, which will give me a chance to grenade launch them with Isabel's grenade launcher. Yep. I was about to say, hopefully you guys don't gang up together. Okay, well, I'm going to still shoot you with a grenade anyway. Alright, let me run back over here. And then Isabel, go ahead and work your magic. Nice. Ha. Alright, let's see. Alright, what line of sight? Bull crap is what I call that. Alright. Okay. No, oh, that's stupid. I should be able to see him from here. Alright, whatever. Yeah, let them attack you guys. I don't want to take damage anyway. Yeah, it wouldn't be in this situation if you didn't, you know, walk up right next to the rats with your guns. But anyway. There we go. Fantastic. Alright. It's time to climb down below. One of them should say, like, hey, did you just shoot me with a grenade launcher? No. Crazy. Talking crazy. Upon descending the ladder, you find yourself in the cramped confines of a shipping container. Interior walls have been erected of corrugated aluminum, and doors have been cut to allow passage from compartment to compartment. The air down here is ripe with the odor of rotting garbage. Sorry about the state of the place. The rats have kept our work crews too busy to worry about hauling the garbage. But now that you're here, we'll be able to set things right. Kill off those little bastards once and for all. We need to root out your devil rat infestation. Any idea where they're nesting? Yeah, down below. They're breeding on the level beneath our feet. There is a way down on the other side of the deck. I don't like this, Wiggles. We don't know enough about what's going on down there. What else would be going on? We're trying to hold out against devil rats that are trying to eat us, and the rat's going to hell while we're doing it. Or the rat's going to hell while we're doing it. Please, just let us take you to the other side of the rats. You have to help us, you promise. She's right. We need more intel before we commit to anything. The woman grows agitated. You can see a glimmer of desperation in her eyes. What do you think we're going to find? There isn't anything. It's just us and the rats. Well, people for starters. Gobbet or Cadmus or Malvina. She frowns, glances uneasy at her companion. We don't know anyone named Gobbet. Cadmus is in quarantine, sick from a rat bite. He doesn't have long, and I doubt that you get anything useful to him anyway. Chances are good that Malvina's on the lower deck, though. She's downstairs with the rats. She waves her hand dismissively. She's fine. I've heard her speak on the intercom. Her quarantines down there, quarters are down there and are well protected. I'm sure that she had no trouble keeping the rats at bay. I want to explore up here before we head downstairs. The woman looks agitated, but only for a moment. All right, fine. You've got the big guns. We aren't going to argue with you. We're going to continue forward. When you get tired of sifting through garbage and decide to keep your promise, look for us at the other side of the deck. We'll show you how to find the access hatch or for the lower levels. Yeah, kind of hiding some things. Alright. Well, they run off. Alright, let's see what's going on here. So, notice, due to recent weather issues, only 3 people are allowed on the top deck at times. Report violations of this policy. There were more than 3 people up on deck. So no one's following the rules. Yeah, let's take a look around. Talk to some people. A middle-aged woman with slouching posture stands with her back to the reinforced door. With a languid motion, she turns her head to stare at you. New folks, I'll be damned. She shifts position with a grunt. The hell are you doing here? We're looking for a friend of ours. Maybe you've seen her. She shakes her head no. Nope, I ain't seen your friend. Sorry. You don't even know what our friend looks like yet. How can you say for sure that you haven't seen her? No one's come down here today but you. Not a soul. Didn't see anyone yesterday either, and I can't remember much past that. She smiles and reveals a crumbling set of nicotine-stained teeth. Bad memory. Can't do a thing about that. Who are you? Name's Lisa. You can call me Lise, though. Everyone on the raft does. What's behind that door there? She runs her tongue over her teeth. Strange closet. Nothing worthwhile in here. Don't even know why they have me standing watch over the thing. But those are the rules, right? You can't question the rules. Now, if you have Charisma 4, you can say, if there's nothing worthwhile in there, then it couldn't hurt to let us have a look around there, correct? But since I don't have the Charisma, I can't do that, and there's another way around it anyway, so. I'm questioning them right now. What did the rules ever do for you? Well, they keep me alive for one. She looks her lips nodding. That means I'm doing better than some. If you have Intelligence 5, you can say, has following the rules ever gotten anyone hurt or killed? But did someone get killed for breaking the rules? She nods slowly. Lots of people. You can't disobey orders, not on a ship at sea. Or a rusting hulk moored in a bay. The words come muttered under her breath. Or a raft, like your little friend says. She shoots a dark glance at Isabel, and her knuckles whiten as her grip on her weapon tightens. She should be nicer about it, though. This rustling hulk's my home. Fair enough. Let's talk about something else. Sure, just as long as it don't involve breaking the rules. I was just leaving. Alright, let's check over here. This door is heavily reinforced and barricaded. It'd take a bulldozer to get it open. Interesting. Let's keep looking around. Check this place in all of its glory. Now it's here. These scratches look like they were made by claws, but they're much bigger than anything that a devil rat can make. Doesn't it remind you of Gobbet's story by any chance? Another squatter, this one more beaten up than most. Bloody bandages wrap his knuckles, and one of his orbital sockets had been crushed, deforming the silhouette of his face. Excuse me. He peers at you with a mixture of suspicion and hostility. Don't recognize you. That means that you're new here. His voice comes out in a hoarse croak. You picked a bad place to go sightseeing, outsider. You okay, man? You don't look so good. No, I'm not okay. I'm all beaten up and going blind in one eye. Now tell me what you want so I can be on my way. He spits the words out like venom. What's your name? My name's Ivan Fu. That all? Can I go? We're looking for a friend of ours, a female orc about 19 years old, calls herself Gobbet. Haven't seen her, sorry. Tell me about the sinking ship. I want to hear your take on what's going on here. It's going to shit. Rats everywhere, people dying, smells like a garbage scow. He grunts. That satisfying your curiosity, outsider? Can't you tell me more? It's important. Look, I ain't the damned welcoming committee. I'm just a bloody old man who wants to get back to his squad. If you ever want to know more about the boat, ask someone else. I'll leave you be. Man, it seems like people aren't very friendly on the ship. Let's check someone else then. Who else has something to say? Hello? You! I've got you. A slender human woman in shabby overalls looks up from her work with a frown. You can't help but notice the scars on her neck. Do I know you? What are you doing in this raft? We're looking for a friend of ours. She's an orc about 19, goes by the name of Gobbet. Have you seen her? Her eyes narrow. Gobbet? I haven't seen her for years. You've got the wrong raft. Now, unless there's anything else. What's your name? She eyes you warily. I'm nobody important. Just a worker trying to keep this thing afloat. Let's just leave it at that, if you please. Have you had any close encounters with the devil rats? Yeah, don't go downstairs unless you absolutely have to. The lower decks are absolutely crawling with the things. I'll leave you to do your work. Yeah, thanks, and be careful out there. Yeah, something's wrong in the smell of the sinking ship. There's a bit of blood on your shoe, dude. The squatter is in need of immediate medical attention. Her torso is a gory mess, and an ever-expanding pool at her feet tells you that she's well on her way to bleeding out. She peers at you through sunken eyes set into an alarmingly grave face. Please help me. Now, if you don't have healing magic like I do, you can actually use your medikit to heal her. You could also just be a dick and walk away or say you can't. Or if you have Biotech 6, you can stabilize her and say, don't worry, you're going to live through this by helping her out there. Or let's just use healing magic. Prayer wound. Calm yourself, I can heal you. The strange energies of your magic wash over her, erasing the hole in her abdomen. Gradually your eyes focus and the color returns to her face. Shakily, she extends a hand in greeting. I don't know who you are, stranger, but you just saved my life. If I can ever return the favor, you let me know. What's your name, friend?
Miriam Lamb. My friends call me Sparrow. It's good to meet you, Sparrow.
She chuckles.
Better luck for me that I met you. If I hadn't, I think I would have bled out by now.
How'd you get shot?
I was part of the last mutiny attempt. Made it through that all right, but I guess that also made some enemies. I don't know who shot me, but it's a fair bet that someone on this boat is holding a grudge.
We're looking for a friend of ours, a female orc, about 19 years old. Have you seen her? She shakes her head.
Afraid not. I haven't been able to focus on much since I took that bullet to the gut. Been fading in and out. If your friend is here, then I hope she managed to avoid the welcoming committee. The two locals that we met topside, you mean? An elf and a dwarf?
She nods.
I don't trust them, and you shouldn't either. Don't know where their loyalties lie.
We'll keep it in mind. Thanks for letting us know. She shrugs.
Like I said, I owe you my life. Giving you a friendly warning is the least I can do.
We'll let you get on with your day.
Alright, but if you ever need any help, you know where to find me.
Hey, someone actually helped us because we saved our lives. Who knew people can be helpful? But yeah, there's definitely something weird going on here. Alright, another shiphead inhabitant. The man standing before you looks cleaner than most of the other squatters on the sinking ship. There are no streaks of grease in his cheeks, and his clothes look freshly laundered. He leers at you as you approach. Well, what do we have here? Strangers on our humble raft exploring her leaking bowels. The man grins, revealing the cavernous gape in his teeth. He hefts a snifter brimming with cognac and salute. Welcome to the sinking ship, strangers. Now tell me, what do you want? Who are you? You may address me as Mercurio. He bows slightly, the cognac sloshing in his glass. At your service. What do you do on the raft? A bit of this and a bit of that. I'm an artiste, or rather I used to be. An artist and a socialite, and a man about town. He spreads his hands. By town, I mean raft, of course. Now I mostly find myself shut away here on the sinking ship's upper deck. I've been festering away here for months, desperately clinging to the inner things in life. He sniffs. Quite the tale of woe, really. That's it? You just loiter around and socialize? A fine and noble profession. He takes another sip, swilling the brandy in his mouth. But you're a street-level operative, no? Blue-collar work? I wouldn't expect you to understand. He pauses for a moment, considering. Speaking of blue-collar work, I have something here that might interest you. Would you like to see it?
That depends on what it is.
He turns to a nearby table and lifts a battered lozenge of black plastic. He holds it out to you. It's just a data pad, nothing sinister. This belonged to a maintenance tech that I once knew. I have no idea what happened to her, but she hasn't been seen in weeks. And you're giving this to us? Why? Turn your favor. You've come to the sinking ship, rather well armed after all. He shoots a glance at Isabel's rifle and raises an eyebrow. She doesn't have a rifle. She has a grenade launcher. I'd rather ingratiate myself to you now, before the bullets start flying. We'll take it, thank you. Anytime, I wasn't using the thing anyway. The schematics on that device are all quite arcane to me, I'm afraid. We're looking for a friend of ours, an orc, 19 years old, goes by the name of Gobbet. Oh, she ran away from you, did she? He grins. Ran all the way here to our little palace on the white water?
Have you seen her or haven't you?
Insistent little thing, aren't you? He puts his lips to the crystal of his snifter and slurps up a mouthful of liquor. No, I haven't seen your runaway Flynn, but if I do run into her, I'll tell her that you're looking. We'll leave you to your business. A professional lawyer, huh? Some tags, they seem relatively fresh. They haven't been here long. Now we got a power situation here, and look, there's our allies, quote unquote. Well, let's see what this thing. The local up ahead beckons you forward.
It's just up this way, through this door here.
As you approach, something catches your eye. A vent in the wall behind the locals. Movement. Something living must be hidden inside. Mind you, more devil rats. Panic-stricken, they begin to turn, their weapons raised. There's a flurry of motion and something large explodes out of the vent. Gobbet lands in a crouch, her weapons raised.
Don't go in there, it's a trap!
Oh, looks like they're enemies. Alright, down you go! Alright. Well, we were going to check the power source, but never mind then. Alright, time to murder him, I guess. We crit both of them, too. The bloody local tosses her gun aside and raises a pair of trembling hands. Her eyes have gone wild with terror.
I'm sorry, we didn't want to do it. We didn't have a choice.
The words come spilling out in a frantic babble.
It ordered us to.
What it? What are you talking about? Explain yourself.
I don't know what it is. It talks without Venus' voice, but it isn't her.
Helpless tears stream down her cheeks, clinging to her skin like beads of dew on a leaf.
If you want to live, you have to do what it says.
If you want, you can kill. Letting her live or killing her doesn't really matter. But if you kill her, you could say you're going to lead us into a trap. No one does that and lives. Or you could say, I'm going to let you live. Don't make me regret it. The squatter collapses against the wall, sobbing uncontrollably. Gobbet dusts herself off and paces towards you.
Hey, Izzy. Hey, killer. I don't remember inviting you on this run, but I guess I'm glad you could make it.
She jerks her head towards the squatter's ruined body.
You're welcome, by the way.
Dude, Isabel did it with a grenade launcher. So much for your acid cloud. We're welcome? Gobbet, we came here to help you.
And now that I finished pulling your ass out of the fire, maybe you could do that. Did I mention that they were leading you into a trap? Because that's what they were doing. Yeah, you mentioned it. What kind of trap? The kind where you end up dead. Look, I don't know exactly what they were planning to do, but I've seen them lead people through those doors before.
She gestures towards the heavy double doors at the end of the hall.
The people who I watched go in there never came back out. Not a one. They just scream and scream, and when the doors opened up, they'd be gone.
So you don't actually know what's in there, then?
No, but judging by all the screaming, I'm going to make an educated guess it's probably something bad.
There's a long, awkward pause. Finally, Isabel steps forward.
So now that we're all together, do you want to tell us why you came here by yourself? We'd have gone with you, Gobbet. All that you had to do was tell us.
She raises her hands.
Yeah, I know, but I figured that this one's on me. I didn't want to wait another minute. Besides, I had a plan.
You're on a boat full of hostiles by yourself in the dead of night, being hunted by devil rats. That doesn't sound like a great plan to me.
I didn't come back here to fight, killer. This is a recon mission. I wanted to scope the place out. It's easier to do that solo than it would have been dragging you too long. No offense. So you scooped the place out, huh? Fine. Mission accomplished. Do you know what you're going to do now? Yeah, this place is fucked. I'm gonna sink it.
Wait a second, what?
The sinking ship is doomed, killer. I could feel that the second I set foot on board.
She checks herself.
Earlier than that, even. On some level, I think I could feel that it back home. That's why I couldn't stop thinking about the place. Whatever's happening here, it's wrong. This whole place feels off to me, somehow. Maybe even toxic. I came back to find my friends, Cadmus and Malvina, to check on them. Instead, I found a swarm of man-eating rats, a death trap, and a bunch of squatters who seem intent on killing me.
Her tone becomes brisk.
I'm going to kill them right back, and I'm going to use the scuttling charges that are still embedded in the hull to do that. I've already handled the ones on this level, but I haven't gone down below net. We need to activate the charges before the water line if we're going to bring this sucker down. And so that's where you're heading next, downward? Not quite, on account of the trap. I don't know how to get past it yet.
She frowns.
Minor setback, right? So my next step was to figure that out.
We haven't found Cadmus or Malvina yet. They could still be alive somewhere, maybe even on this level.
Yeah, maybe. I hope so, because of all the people on this raft, Cad is the one I'd trust most to get us past whatever's in that room. He was always more of a mechanic than he was a shaman.
And we have to figure out how to get past this trap. I get it, but let's keep our eyes open while we're doing that. There could be more going on here than you realize.
I seriously doubt it. Remember what I told you about second-guessing? He isn't second-guessing anything. We haven't seen enough to make a decision yet. You may have, but we haven't.
Gobbet lets out an exasperated sigh.
Alright, Iz. You want to look around? We'll do that. But afterwards, we're arming the rest of those charges.
Alright, well, it looks like Gobbet is, Gobbet was here with a plan to recon things out, and it looks like to take whatever this thing is down. All lower decks off limits until further notice maintenance. But it seems like the only way to do it is to scuttle the boat. But is that truly the only way? Can we get the charges to scuttle the boat? Can we convince the locals to help us in a plan to maybe choose a different path? And what happened to Malvina and Cadmus? The rats are going to tell us the truth. But find out next time in the next episode of Shadowrun Hong Kong. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.